Book 1, Law of Salimi, Chapter 27, Law of Mat Kedah. During my studies at UiTM campus Manggatal, I had several awesome friends. Most of my friends were great in their own way, but none could match the special aura from one who was known as Mat Kedah. Mat was his name, and Kedah was the name of the state where he came from. Mat Kedah was one of my closest friends at UiTM campus Manggatal. Sadly, I did not have any pictures of him, which would verify my statement that he was not very good looking if you compare him to a male model. In fact, in my perception, he was just average looking person. Although, compared to me, he had more admirers. The reason behind this was the fact that his hidden talent was unique and very possibly affect everyone around him. If you watch the anime Law of Ueki, Mat Kedah has the talent that Ueki requested as the prize for winning the tournament. It was the talent that he wrote on the blank or null talent. His talent was the ability of friendship and reunion. In the case of Mat Kedah, his talent favors for the ability to make friends, with the only condition was for anyone to simply stand near him. This story was not made up by me because this was actually happening during my studies at UiTM campus Manggatal. I had to admit that this was my first experience discovering the talent of friendship in a human being. Mat Kedah came from the state of Kedah Darul Aman, which was in Peninsular Malaysia. His family was very poor, which, from my observation, made him acquire this natural talent of making friends with virtually anyone. Several of his hidden talent would probably be absolute shamelessness and never judges other people. Regardless of this seemingly extreme talent, he adheres to the teachings of Islam based on my experience being his friend. By being his friend, I learned how to be less shy and how to make new friends. It was destined for me, who was extremely shy and socially impaired, to meet with Mat Kedah. I did learn a lot from him, which definitely helped me to become a better person. He was also known to have a carefree attitude in life. He was extremely helpful as well as quintessence example of a selfless person. I became his friend after I sensed of his unique ability to make friends with absolutely anyone. For example, he was brave enough to travel several hundred kilometers from Sabah to Keningau without bringing any money. As he arrived at the area, he began walking and saw a marriage ceremony where guests came and eat there. Without knowing whose ceremony it was, Mat Kedah began walking towards the dish-washing areas and started to help out with the cleaning of plates and cutleries. After a while, someone noticed that he was seen cleaning for quite some time, so the person offered him to eat. Soon, he took the offer, began talking with the host, and was later offered a place to stay. That was how Mat Kedah went about on his life filled with adventures. In another instance, during the Aidilfitri festival or Hari Raya, Mat Kedah and I were in the campus. So he asked me if I was interested to visit one of the lecturer in a place called Tuaran. So I agreed, and both of us traveled on motorcycles. After we reached the area, I asked him of the address of this lecturer. He replied that he did not know where the exact address was, but he just smiled confidently. Soon, he began asking people for direction, and the person he asked had offered to show us exactly where the lecturer's home was. Finally, as we arrived at the lecturer's home, he was surprised that we actually arrived, especially when the lecturer never gave the address to Mat Kedah. I was astounded by his talent and carefree lifestyle. It was almost magical to see it happening in front of me. Essentially, his kindness and the spirit of never giving up made his life always open to new opportunities, even when the situation appeared to be impossible or unimaginable. I never saw him feeling sad because his face always has his wide smile. To him, there was nothing too difficult or overbearing, which he cannot overcome. In one case, during a semester break, Mat Kedah and I were the only students left at the campus. The canteen and the cafeteria were closed for the whole semester break. In fact, there was no buses coming into the campus because of the semester break. After running out of food, we ended up staying ourselves from starvation by simply drinking water for several days. Soon, we began to walk around the campus area and he began to climb for coconuts. I tried several times and ended up with blisters and bleeding hands. After securing several coconuts, we managed to eat the inside of the coconut. I was impressed with his never give up attitude. During my studies, I followed him around where he would make friends with anyone. As students, Mat Kedah and I were the only students who were friends with the guards who managed the entrance posts at the campus. We loved to help them, giving leave passes to students and hearing awesome life experience from the guards. Obviously, not many people were too happy with us being close to the guards, but we never cared about what others think. In terms of attitude, I was no match when compared to him. I did learn a lot from him, as well as learn to be less shy in everything that I do in life. However, I could never be as good as he was, especially in making friends. In one occasion, I brought him to a McDonald's restaurant. As he opened the door, he began to shout the salam or assalamu alaikum or peace be upon you to all of the McDonald's staff. To my surprise, all of the staffs replied his salam, which I had never seen before in my life. Even today, I never had the courage to do so. Moreover, Mat Kedah was able to speak to a student who was known to be the fiercest student at the campus. After a few minutes, the person was seen smiling and soon they became very close friends. It was almost like a miracle for him to actually possess such talent. Furthermore, female students were admiring him in abundance at UiTM campus Mangatal. I had never seen him abuse his talent in any way that was against the teaching of Islam. Mat Kedah always helped others, even if there was nothing to be gained for him in doing so. He told me that his parents were poor, so he was given Rm 10 ringgit for him to last throughout the whole semester. So I tried my best to assist him in anything that he needed, even if he needed to use money, but very rarely that he allowed me to do so. He was very capable to take care of himself, and he can earn his own money if he wishes to. I can remember that in our dormitory, there was an old lady who sometimes came and sell some food, such as fried rice, donuts, curry puff, and so on. After a while, Mat Kedah started to help the old lady to carry her heavy burden in order to help her. Soon, the old lady started to ask him to sell those food on her behalf, and she would pay him 5 cents for each item sold. Then Mat Kedah took over the lady's task and began selling the food, which was sold very quickly. He managed to help the old lady to make more earnings by selling more food, while he also gains money for selling the food. His attitude was a huge inspiration to me. He teaches me to try anything and everything regardless of the situation. He teaches me to be truly selfless in life. Never do things for the sake of something in return. He teaches me to practice kindness in every action and be more carefree in my life. I learned to never feel sad and always consider the good aspects of everything in my life. Be focused at moving forward and to never fear facing any challenges in life. His attitude toward facing life was unique. I had never seen anyone else throughout my lifetime who had the same level of tenacity and positivity in life as Mat Kedah. He was a very special individual with excellent talent of making friends. I had always wished to at least acquire a small amount of his talent in making friends. I guess based on my observation of Mat Kedah, he was always honest in everything that he did in life. He was very helpful and very sincere in his action. At the moment that I am writing this story right now, I had the minimal balance of money in savings account. In my wallet, I had a very small amount of money. I still had huge debt. My huge debt owed to a certain university in Malaysia. I had applied for several jobs online with the hope that I might be called for interview soon. Currently, I am unemployed. While waiting for the call from possible employers, I am writing this book with the hope that I could publish it, or at least self-publish my life story to repay the huge debt and thus avoiding bankruptcy. In normal state of mind, I should be absolutely worried and scared. However, I will always remind myself that with the spirit of Mat Kedah, with his wide smile, at the moment I am smiling. I am not worried. I am grateful to Allah the Merciful. I will face this challenge in life with a smile on my face. Always, just like the person known as Mat Kedah. The law of Mat Kedah is about looking forward in life, focusing on the positive aspects in life. Never be sad. Always happy. Always smile. Always be kind. Always be selfless. Thanks for everything, every knowledge and every wisdom that I had gained just by simply being your friends. Talent of making friends is absolutely awesome to have. Maybe after 3 long years and 6 semesters spent with Mat Kedah, maybe I had acquired a very small amount of his talent in making friends. Thank you very much for listening and watching the video, and hope to see you in the next one for chapter 28. Okay, thank you and see you again.